All right, France just elected a president whose partner is 24 years his senior. Donald Trump, by the way, 23 years older than First Lady Melania. So we're seeing more and more high-profile relationships with big age gaps. And here with some more insight on this is relationship expert Dr. Jessica O'Reilly. Jess, great to see you.
Good morning.
All right, how common are these relationships where we see these big age gaps?
So we see them more with politicians, with celebrities, but in fact in Canada they're relatively uncommon. So the average age gap at first marriage in Canada, according to Statistics Canada, is 1.4 years, so relatively small.
Sure. Okay. Are these relationships stable when we see these age ranges of like almost a quarter of a century?
Well, we do have some data suggesting that divorce is more likely the larger your age gap. So we see that, for instance, if there's a 5-year age gap, you have an 18% increased risk of divorce versus just an increase of 3% if you have a 1-year age gap. When we bump it up to 10 years, and I know that these politicians are double that, the 10-year outlook is an increase of 39% of divorce. However, it doesn't mean that it's inevitable. We see many relationships that are stable that are 10 months apart and 10 years apart.
All right, let's talk about the pros and the cons, and let's start with maybe some of the disadvantages or the hurdles here. Is it just the generation gap that sometimes you would make a reference that your partner wouldn't get?
I don't get anything my husband says. we're only like 20 months apart, although I tell everyone it's more. So let's talk about young people. So young people who date people who are considerably older than themselves are really at risk. So if you look at 17-year-olds, for instance, dating 22-year-olds, which we know happens, they're at higher risk of physical abuse, emotional abuse, sexual abuse, and high-risk behavior. But for adults, I don't actually think there's a huge difference between couples who are 1 year apart and 10 years apart. I think the real problem is when you fall in love, you are blinded by the lack of light. You're blinded by the love. We've talked about the brain chemicals and the brain being like it's on drugs when you're in love, so you don't look at the potentially problematic elements in the relationship. It's like when you fall in love and I have a child maybe, you don't think about the implications of moving in together and taking on my child as your own. Same thing when it comes to age. So all you need to do is stop and say, hey, we've got a potential conflict here. What can we do about it?
You got to realize that there's ebbs and flows when it comes to the age gap, because let's look at Macron, the new president of France. He met his now wife when he was 15 and she was 39. That's a big age gap. Right now, it maybe doesn't seem as large, but later in life, it might once again seem pretty big.
Well, certainly with longevity and life expectancy, that's something we have to consider. But we form very important intimate relationships and bonds with people who are a lot younger and a lot older than ourselves. We don't say, well, we're not going to have kids because we're going to die first. Now, there are positives as well, right? So if you are dating someone who's considerably older than you, you probably have two very separate social circles, which means an increase in support. You probably don't have a lot of shared friends in common, and that can be a positive thing.
All right, just finally and quickly here, do you think there's some advantages, particularly for the junior person in the relationship here, that maybe they have access to some wisdom, some insight they might not otherwise have?
Certainly. I think that if you're younger, you're learning from their experience, learning from their insight, and learning from their social circle and their peers as well.
All right, Jessica O'Reilly, relationship expert. Jess, thanks as always. Good to see you.
My pleasure.